April. Hi, I got your workup right here, India. Okay, so you've got, I think you're really underdeveloped here. I mean, basically, you've only got three paragraphs. So you really have a lot of work to do here for the final presentation, which is due this week. Um, so you've chosen a New Delhi, and what drew me to the idea. And this is great. I mean, yeah, definitely. There's some very rich cultural heritage here that would definitely be um, used as inspiration and resources for your visual package, your visual graphics package that we'll be creating for this project. So yeah, I think India is just rich with possibilities there. And then you talk about geographical, how much does it take up in the population? Okay, then you just go right into the population, and it's been and the fact that it's the capital, and then you just kind of stop. And I think there's so much more to cover here, and so I'm just going to go through the hit list and um, basically talk about what I've been talking about for, go through some of the videos too, some of your classmates' videos, and you'll really get a good idea. A lot of what you're going to hear is going to be repeated because I have repeated it a few times. A lot of students are learning as we go, so a lot of this stuff is based on repetition. So I don't mean to sound redundant. However, I would like you to talk about a few things. But it's really important to prove that this location can handle the Olympics. Okay, right now I'm seeing completely flat. Does India have skiing? And if so, is it world class skiing? Are there mountains? Is there snow? Is there natural? What is the weather? Talk about the weather as well as far as if it's able to accommodate winter events, and also what does the International Olympic Committee require for weather requirements in terms of average temperatures, average snowfalls, et cetera, et cetera. So, of course, you wouldn't, if it's the rainy season during the Winter Olympic event, that's something that would definitely need to be uncovered prior to your final selection for this city. So definitely talk about the weather, pointing to research on that. Okay. Talk about, has the Olympics ever been here before? If not, have there been other sporting events of similar or close to the same magnitude as the Olympics? Now, Olympics is the big one, but of course there are world championships and other winter events that happen year round. So have they ever been held in this area in New Delhi? And if so, are the venues still available? Will they need to be modernized, et cetera? Can they be used, et cetera? All again, pointing to research. Hotel rooms, how many hotel rooms are available? Figure out how many athletes there are. And again, all pointing to research, how many spectators there are, how many media members there are, politicians, et cetera, coaches, and figure out if New Delhi is able to accommodate, the convergence of 1 million people for a temporary population, and are there enough hotel rooms in New Delhi proper as well as surrounding areas? Talk about, and you will be able to find out how many hotel rooms are recommended from the International Olympic Committee. Try to look into that a little bit. The energy infrastructure, is the power grid able to accommodate an event of this magnitude? Talk about nightlife, leisure activities, and restaurants, museums, etc. Things for people to do while they're not at the events. The rich cultural heritage, you talked about that. I don't think there's any concern there. It's India. Geez, you'll find a plethora of information regarding the culture of the indigenous peoples of India, and using colors and icons and encoding your message with the culture of India. And I think that should be really interesting. I think you'll find a lot of your visual solutions lie in the rich cultural heritage, rich cultural history of your location. One of the things is the political climate. Okay, in India now, India, as we know, is a political hotbed. So, is this an area that would be prone to terror attacks? Is this an area that could possibly be subject to some sort of military escalation from neighboring countries? And again, very, very relevant stuff. Are there enough hospitals in New Delhi? Are there enough clinics to be able to accommodate the needs for a temporary population of over 1 million people? Medical accommodations as well. Another thing is that you talk about the hotel rooms and the availability of housing for this temporary population, but also talk about, there's a good chance that a lot of people will spill over into neighboring cities, and talk about the way they will get back and forth from the venues. So is there an adequate public transportation system available? And are there plenty of buses, trains, trams, etc., rental cars, etc., to be able to get around expeditiously from venue to venue, event to event, and also from the venue back to the place where they're staying. Medical accommodations. Talk about pollution. I think that there's a lot of talk about like the Beijing Olympics and their bid for the Olympics, and it's such a polluted area, and it might not be able to accommodate. And talk about that. Also, finally, talk about the carbon footprint left behind. So, in other words, another thing I wanted to mention is that when we talk about nightlife, nightlife, restaurants, museums, and the actual nightlife of people going out on the town after the day of the events is over. And that would naturally segue to public safety. Is the public safety infrastructure such that, the million or so people that are out in New Delhi and surrounding areas will be protected by local authorities and local public safety infrastructures. Okay, so that's just a couple of things I really want you to start pointing towards in your final solution, your final bid. Now, this is only 3 paragraphs, so you really, I think you have a lot of work to do. I mean, I don't mean to sound discouraging, but I think there's just barely scraping the surface here. Okay, so this is due this week, so try to get it in early so we can get some feedback to you in case you need to make some adjustments before you submit your final, which is due at the end of the week on Sunday. But at any rate, all right, good job. Any questions, or if I can clarify anything, or if you have any comments or anything, just please feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to do so. All right, good job. Thank you.